Conditions here in Alaska and the Kenai Peninsula are abnormally dry for this time of year.
Portions of south central Alaska, including the Kenai Peninsula, have been in severe to extreme drought conditions for much of August.
My name is Marty Adell, Incident Commander of the Great Basin Type 1 team.
After strong winds on August 17th, the fire had crossed the Sterling Highway in 2 places and was actively burning south of the highway in the Ski Lac Wildlife Recreation Area. Great Basin Incident Management Team 1 assumed command of the Swan Lake fire on August 21st.
The highway security and operation is one of the quintessential or most important portions of the objectives that we were given.
Working with local partners, including Alaska State Troopers and U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service law enforcement officers, conditions on the Sterling Highway were constantly monitored.
Monitoring not only from fire, but also from smoke and trees now that are falling down since the fire has gone through. And we monitor the road and then either delay traffic entirely or use pilot cars to get them across safely.
Because of increased fire activity on the afternoon of August 25th, the road was closed to all travel. By 8 p.m. that night, activity had died down, and at 9 p.m., travel resumed with pilot cars leading. After the road reopened, wind speeds increased in some areas near the highway, with gusts up to 14 miles an hour.
With the conditions of the fuel as it sits right now, it didn't take much push from the wind to really get that fire going in the white and black spruce and across the tundra, pushing towards the highway at that point. As soon as we started getting reports that the fire was once again bumping the road or impeding traffic, we shut that down.
Whenever the road is temporarily closed because of smoke or fire, authorities conduct a traffic sweep to make sure no vehicles remain within the area that has just been shut down.
It was reported through social media and people that were on the ground that we had multiple vehicles that were affected by the fire that kicked up while we were sweeping that area. One of them was an electrical fire, but that car was well outside the fire perimeter and was not directly affected by the fire itself.
After the highway had been closed, but before it had been completely swept, some travelers drove through increased fire activity and heavy smoke. In that heavy smoke, one vehicle pulled off the road and into a ditch.
And reports have it they left the vehicle at that time and were walking quickly back to where they knew was safe. Very shortly after the time that they left their vehicle, they were picked up by some individuals and brought back to Cooper Landing.
None of the vehicle's occupants was hurt and the vehicle was undamaged. Travel on roadways impacted by wildfire is not recommended. If you decide to travel on roads through fire areas and the fire approaches,
first of all, stay in the vehicle. Your safest place is in that vehicle. Keep the windows rolled up and the door shut. Close all vents. We don't want any embers coming into the car at all. And slow down. Put your flashers on and don't stop. I would always just keep moving forward as safely as possible, but keep moving forward.
Fire personnel, working with our local partners, will continue to monitor fire conditions along this vital roadway and allow travel only when it is deemed safe. Fire conditions can and do change quickly. However, we all agree that the safety of the traveling public, law enforcement officers, Department of Transportation personnel, and firefighters will always be our first priority.
My goal, first, foremost, and at the end of the day, is to bring firefighters back off the line safely and protect the civilians and individuals in the area.